What's going on, guys? I thought it'd be a good idea to start looking into my fuel issue and actually finalizing and finishing up all the parts I got for this car and actually putting them on there. Like, I have a blocks intake manifold just sitting in my closet in my room that I haven't even installed yet because I still need a throttle body gasket, and I might not need a new intake manifold gasket because I bought an ARP one. Not an ARP, I'm sorry, a cosmetic one way back when I rebuilt my head. So I gotta put that on. I gotta have my K-tune regulator back, so I plan on putting that back on and seeing if the new diaphragm solved the issue. So I thought it'd be a good idea to start deassembling the car back apart so we could get started on that stuff. So I thought it'd be a good idea for me to put the GoPro on my hood so you guys could actually see me working on the car, and it's not just like, oh, it's cutscene and here, I already did it. So I probably do like a fast forward of me putting my hands in the engine bay, I guess. But but that's what I plan on doing today. Later on, we'll probably be working on finishing up the 350Z headliner. And I think that's about it. I'm just waiting for Adam to come through later on. I'm just gonna start jacking up the car, deassembling stuff, so it won't be as time consuming when he gets here. So that's what I plan on doing. Alright, so what's going on is my car is idling in a driveway, and I started to notice that it was leaving oil droplets on the ground. It wasn't major, it wasn't a lot, but still enough to concern me. And so I think it's the oil pan gasket is making it leak. You can see my oil pan is pretty glossy and it's kind of covered in oil. So I'm gonna reset the gasket on here and see if that fixes the issue. I think it's leaking from the oil pan gasket. You see, like right there, there's an actual drop getting ready to drop there. So I'm gonna leak all the oil and check out this oil pan. You can see on here, oil right there. There's oil everywhere, dude. I fucking hate it. So right now it's draining. At first it started draining weird. It was draining like it had air pockets in it. I don't know if that's normal or not, but now it seems to be just pouring out normally. But at first it was just draining. It would come out like this, and then it stopped, like it had air pockets in there. And I'm gonna pick up a throttle body gasket because I'm gonna take off this manifold and replace it with the blocks one I have. So while I was under here, I decided to take my splash guard off and my scrape pan pretty much off. That was in here before, so you could really see what's under my turbo and stuff. And I noticed you kind of see oil right there, and I don't know if that's oil right there or not.
Alright, give me $500. I got it coming up with Mountain Dew Black History. Right after this,
I don't know if that's
waste GCI.
my seals or not. So I don't know what that is. It might have just got splashed around. I don't know. I'm gonna clean it up and I'm gonna check on it more often.
because it possibly is leaking oil from here. I'm gonna tighten both those bolts up and the return line. I'm gonna tighten it up, clean it up, see how it acts maybe like a week or two later. And I also noticed that this exhaust, it's a little bit of exhaust leak, a little bit of carbon down the side where the weld is. I don't know if it's not welded right there pretty well. I'm guessing so. It's not a huge problem, but it's kind of a little bit of carbon right there. So that's really the only two problems I see obvious right now. I'm taking out the oil pan bolts, trying to get the rest of the oil pan off. I think these drips right here are just from the oil pan leaking. I'm sure it's not this line dripping or anything, because it shouldn't be leaking from this weld or anything, because that's solid. So I'm gonna tighten up the whole return line and hopefully check on it a couple weeks after and see how it's doing. And we'll diagnose the problem from there. But that's what I saw from under here right now. I also need to replace my alternator belt. It's kind of getting torn up. So that's some maintenance things I have to do along the way. Other than that, it looks good. Adam's over here making a air box for the air filter over here. But I went to O'Reilly's and I picked up a new oil pan gasket. The kind of shitty ones I kind of hate, but it's the same one as over here. And then right here you can see it was ripped. So it could possibly be the reason why it was leaking from here. Also from here, look at it, it was ripped all the way around. It's just, this is the side that Cam tightened. I don't know if you guys watched the previous video, but you seen the kid Cam. So that was the guy that ripped that side. And I also decided to pick up a new oil filter and some brake fluid because I'm running low on the clutch side. And yeah, new oil. Obviously dump the oil to get the oil pan out. Alright, so I cleaned out the oil pan right now. Got the gasket on there, held on by RTV. And working on making the right template for the housing of the airbox. Alright, so I'm putting the oil back in right now. It's 10:15 right now. And me and Adam put the oil pan back on, oil pan gasket, put RTV all around it on the oil pan and on the block. We put Teflon tape on the inside of the oil return line because you know that it was kind of leaking from there. I tightened these bolts up a little bit, so for sure it wasn't leaking. Tightened it up on the actual return line of the oil pan, or the tap on the oil pan, and we replaced the oil filter. Got that on there, and that's all we did for today. So we're gonna probably call it a night, possibly ride out to the city, and I guess you guys would be on the GoPro or either on the phone if we decide to go out there. Alright, so we got the car started, idling fine, everything's put back together, a new oil filter, new oil, put a new oil pan gasket. Hopefully you don't see any leaks anytime in the near the future. Possibly we'll be testing out the new intake manifold and the fuel pressure regulator sometime soon. But we're about to head out to the city right now. I think I'm going to put the GoPro on the roof of the car and you guys will be viewing from that. So I'll see you guys in the city. So we got a quarter way down the road, not even down the street, and I started running lean for some reason. And the only thing I took off fuel-wise was this right here, the feed, and the injector plugs. That's the only thing I took off fuel-wise to really change anything, so it has to be this. So I luckily found a fuel rail washer, and I'm gonna try this out. So this piece of shit didn't allow us to go to the city tonight. It's leaking from here. I don't know what's going on. I think a washer got stuck in here in this thing, and I don't know, it's just not acting right. It's starting to leak from there. We tried to grab a different washer off his Adams EF and use the washer from that. It was still leaking, so we're just gonna go to the junkyard tomorrow, just grab a whole bunch of fuel line washers and probably another one of these and see if it fixes, because it's just continuing to leak from right there. So it's not allowing us to go to the city. So I guess we'll see you tomorrow at the junkyard. Yeah, she mad.
Don't fuck with me.
She's hangry, guys.
Don't fuck with me.
You're not yourself when you don't eat a Snickers.
I don't eat Snickers.
I'm feeding her right now and she's still hangry.
Babe.
Alright, we're back at the junkyard this morning. Getting ready to check out and take a whole bunch of those nuts that could be on the fuel rail right back there. So that's what we're gonna do. Walk up in here and see if they got a whole bunch of Hondas back here. Really, any type of Honda will work. They all got similar fuel systems. Look at this, already a CRV right here. These are K series though. Huh, I didn't know they, is this the newer CRV? Because I didn't know they got K series, K24. Alright, a shitty one though. Let's rip this fucker out and drop this in the hat. Alrighty. What is this? Toyota RAV4. We got a whole bunch of new cars back here. Looks different than last time. Huh? It's fucking clutch. Yeah, I'm here by myself this time. No one would come with me. Adam said, oh yeah, I'll come with you in the morning. Nope. Alright, he's tired again. And my brother is doing other shit, so no one else to record me. Come on, there's gotta be a Honda. There's gotta be just a regular ass Honda back here. It doesn't have the nut I'm looking for. So I walked around this entire lot, entire thing, looking for a fucking Honda, dude. And I finally found one. I guess they crushed all the Hondas, ripped all the engines out of them, and I don't know what the fuck they did with them, but they're gone. And this is the only one I found, and I finally found one with the fucking damper I need. So I'm gonna take this. Try to take this nut too. I'll try to grab that. This got me stoked for nothing. So I'm walking around like, oh shit, a fucking Acura. I might have a fucking Beat series. All right, guys. So I came out with this. They let it go for free, so I was able. This damper, fuel rail feed, whatever they call it. But yeah, got a few washers. Let me take those out of my pocket before I lose them, because we usually fucking drop them and shit. Yeah, 2 washers and that. So hopefully that works out. That's exactly everything I need. I was asking them if they had more, but obviously not, because all the Hondas are fucking gone. But we're gonna head back to the house. James and Adam should be coming over a little bit later, and we'll see you then.